Okay, so I've been asked several times what I use to screen capture on my Raspberry Pi videos and also some of the other gaming videos I've done. And the device I use is this Avermedia GC513 Live Gamer 2 Plus. It's got a 4K pass-through, so it will allow 4K content to go through it, but it can only record up to 1080. So the reason I use this is because it works with just a micro USB in to power it. And you can power it, I could power it from the Pi, or I could power it from a laptop or whatever device. I just use a separate power adapter usually. You don't need this output, so you can see it's outputting to my monitor at the moment. That's the throughput bit. It will actually work on its own. So if I had a laptop here and I was looking at the screen of the laptop, all I would need to know is that that light was flashing red to know it was recording. And I'll show you what happens if you... So this is how I transfer to my phone or my iPad, depending on what I'm going to edit on. Generally, it's an iPad Pro. So I take my little micro SD card out, and this is a cheap Kodak one, which I've used for multiple videos. It's never been an issue. So pop that in, and you can see that it goes blue. So if we know it's blue, we know it's ready to capture, and then you literally just tap the button on the top and that screen captures. Now, these devices aren't cheap if you buy them new. Amazon sell them for about $179, but I bought mine from CEX for I think £55 or £60. So that's screen capturing now. So let's just change the content on the screen and let something go on there. So if I do, there's a little sneak preview into a bit of tomorrow's video. So run game. Tomorrow's all the next days whenever I get around to it. So if I click on that, at least we'll have something moving on it. There you go. So that's capturing now, and I can pop that into my iPad in a minute. But the other great use for this, and I've got, I think, 3 videos on this, which are, you can get your content onto a laptop screen. And it always causes confusion, and I always get questions about how you put your content on a laptop screen. But effectively, if you wanted to play your Raspberry Pi through a laptop screen, if it's the only screen you've got, you could do it through this device, and this device just plugs into the USB on your laptop. And there's some software called OBS, but I'll direct you to those videos if you're interested in that. So basically, if you want to be able to play your PlayStation or your Xbox or your Nintendo Switch or your Pi or whatever you want to play on a laptop screen, and that's a PC or a Mac, you need this device. So if you can't get it cheap, then it's going to cost you £180, and it's probably not worth it. But if you're using it for screen capture and you're using it for YouTube and you're making content, then it pays for itself. I mean, certainly mine has paid for itself loads of times over. So if I wanted to stop capture, just tap that button and you can see it stops capture just as quick as that. If I want microphone, I can plug a microphone into this side, and also I can take an audio output to a speaker as well. So I can plug my speaker in, and because this monitor has no sound, most things that I play through it, it will allow the sound to go through this speaker from this output. But if I plug a microphone into it, it captures the game content and also your speech at the same time, which is fine as long as you haven't got a game that's too loud. So I usually capture my audio separately and then mix the two together at the end. That usually works better for me. But yeah, so that is the device. So what do we do with this captured content? So we take it out, we pop it into this micro SD. This is a USB to micro SD adapter, and then this is a lightning to USB cable. And then I'll pop that into my iPad. So you can see, there you go, that's in. So then if I go to files, I can see that new content has just been created, and I can hit play and I can have a look at it. I don't usually bother to have a look at it because generally it works well, but you can see I can scrub through that lovely and see exactly what's going on. What I'll do now is switch over to iPad screen capture. So now that's screen capturing. What I usually do is do brightness up, brightness down, brightness up, brightness down, so I can then sort out the audio and sync the two together. So I'll switch over to iPad screen capture now. So what can I do with that file that I've just put on my iPad? So that's the last file there. The date is wrong. I never bothered to set the date, but they come in chronological order, so it doesn't bother me. So if I hit move, and then I've got to move it to a folder. So I haven't created a folder for this project, so I need to press the plus folder and do GC513, hit return. There you go. So now I've got my folder. I can copy that content into that folder, and you can see top right that it's spinning around, indicating it's copied. It's already copied. So then I open up the incredible LumaFusion, which is amazing edit software. I've just made a new project. So if I go to imported, and imported, and then GC513, there's the file. So this is the one that I need to import into my project. So I can drag it over, and then I can play around with that, and I can move it back and forth. And if I get to a point where I want to edit, so say for instance on this black part, then that's an edit point. And if you wanted to delete something, you just get to another point. So say there was a lot of, I wanted that to be shorter, I could skip that and then delete that, and then that puts the two together. So if I hit play. Okay, so back on the device, I would definitely recommend one of these. It's been brilliant for me. What it doesn't like is when you use a lot of emulation and you switch resolutions. Some resolutions it doesn't like. It likes the common ones, but some it doesn't like, and then it will cut out. And so if you're recording your audio and your video separately, that can be a real pain, especially if you don't realize that it's cut out. But at least it has this flashing red light to tell you that it is recording. But yeah, so as a device, if you've got any questions, I'll try and answer them in the comments. But that's what I use. It cuts down so much on time, and especially being able to plug in this little device either into my phone or my iPad to just transfer that footage straight over, or airdrop the footage from my phone. So I often, like this video footage, as soon as I finish this, I'll airdrop it over to my iPad and it'll be on there. And I also use my phone for audio footage. And the microphone I use is this one, which is broken. I'll put a link on the description because I can't remember what it's called now. I have got a Rode mic, but I think this one sounds slightly better. Anyway, little snapshot. Hope this helps. Thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe.